2, 3.
Welcome to the Protect Your Purpose podcast. I'm your host, Matt Marchese, and this is my esteemed colleague and mustacheless host, Zach, the mustacheless Grady, and this is my lovely wife, Lindy.
This is about control. Everybody knows. Everyone complies. We're the kinds of pros. I don't need a plane. I just hit the road. I do what I want. I can't sell my soul. Market about to crash. This is what you chose. Ruining the country. I've been best to go. You gon' take the mark. I take narrow roads. I'm a man of God. I can never fold.
Let's go. Welcome to the Protect Your Purpose podcast, where we talk whiskey, business, friends, family, and freedom. I am your host, Matt Marchese, and this is my co-host and friend, Zach, no mustache Grady. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Been waiting on that one.
Yeah, you look good, though, man. You look sharp.
You do.
Thanks. Appreciate
And,
that.
of course, my lovely, beautiful wife, Lindy.
Fucking right, I'm beautiful.
I forgot you were going to do that. Yes.
Good job, Lindy.
waiting
You
That
were
was
waiting.
planned?
Yes. No, it wasn't. She planned it. I didn't know. You saw the surprise on my face.
It was.
You think I
It
could
was
fake that?
100%. It was planned.
You knew?
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Me and
you
Lindy
dirty
talked.
I
dog.
already planned on doing
No,
it,
you're
but he said, make
fucking
sure
right.
you do
You had to
this.
switch from the hi, thank you.
Oh, it was so good. Well, on the last
That was
episode,
amazing.
listen, nailed it.
That
I'm
was
so
nice.
proud of you. That,
That
was
was
great.
nice.
What
That was good.
a good way to start off. Good laugh. I was kind of in a shitty mood coming in here, so I'm happy you did that. It's always, you know what? I'm in a shitty mood coming in here, but you all put me in such a great mood. Oh, you do. I enjoy being in here.
Real quick, you got something on your face.
Well, what the fuck is it?
Either you drew, or it's mascara, or it's a piece of up higher, right there. What is that?
Oh,
Oh my god, it's a string.
Tell me Matt's getting makeup now for that.
Dude. Well, we do know
Oh, shit.
that I'm a celebrity.
You got celebrity
Yeah.
status now.
We are celebrities. I want to be clear on
no.
that. No, I know what you're going to say. The comment specifically said these celebrities need to be stopped. Tell the story.
They were
That's
talking
fair.
about
Wait,
like
wait. Okay.
you and, all the other.
And all the other celebrities.
I like to interpret it differently, as in we are all celebrities. But before we get started on that, I'm really dying for a drink right
Okay,
now. It's been a
okay,
shitty day.
okay.
I've been waiting all fucking day for this. So Zach, what the fuck are we drinking today?
We got the Great Jones trifecta.
Ooh, 1, 2, 3.
4 grain, bourbon, rye.
Mm.
Where are you going? New York. It's a New York distillery.
Yeah.
So it's not in
Oh,
Traverse
and-
City.
Oh.
Thank you for
Or
reminding me. I was going to say
Traver-
that. We had
Travers.
a correction because we were saying Traverse Whiskey on the show numerous times,
A lot of times.
and it is Traverse City.
That is correct, I think. One of my buddies called me and he's like,
Thank you.
bro, and we must have said Traverse City fucking 100 times on that one episode. So the poor guy, they're from Michigan, and they're like, that is not how you, just FYI, that's not how you say it. So all the way from Michigan, I got corrected.
So real quick, to all of our Traverse City listeners, we apologize.
We're
Yeah.
so sorry.
Hey, we fuck
did-
up a lot, so feel free to correct us.
Dude, we sit here and drink.
I live in a town called Beatrice. The number of times it gets pronounced Beatrice.
Oh, Beatrice.
Oh, man.
I
And
understand I'm going for the straight bourbon. I don't know about you.
the
I
la-
think, oh, go ahead, honey.
the last podcast we did, too, it was a movie. We needed to make a movie correction.
Oh,
Remember?
that's right. My dumbass said fucking how high, and I knew good and damn well it wasn't how high.
Which was it?
Half baked.
Oh, okay.
But during the podcast, when Ian asked,
No,
what
no.
movie was that? I was like, fuck, I know exactly what movie it was.
You said the wrong.
I just
movie.
said the wrong word.
You had the right one in your
Just
head.
rolled with it. Of
Wrong
Of course.
one came
No,
out
I
of
didn't
your-
even consider it. I just was 100% sure that I just said the right show.
The wrong one
the right
came
movie.
out of his face.
Yeah. Anyway, we're
But the right
talking.
one.
All right, so we got a lot of shit going on. Number one,
You're
we're
a
drinking.
celebrity.
I think I'm going to start with the 4 grain. The 4 grain is you can hop right into the
You
celebrity
do whatever
now.
you want, Mr. Marchese.
That's right.
Sir Mark-
and you will respect
Sir
it.
Marchese.
Action, Mr. Marchese, action.
Man, you guys are all pieces of shit.
Mr. Marchese, makeup.
Seems like you're jealous of my celebrity-dom.
Status.
Ship.
Celebrity
Ship.
dumb.
What do you
Words.
call that?
Celebrity status.
Celebritism?
Celebrity.
Celebritism?
Celebritism.
So
Anyway.
we put a short up on YouTube, well, all the platforms, all the things.
All the
all
things.
the places.
Said something about don't be afraid to take the jump, and in that little piece you said don't be afraid to take that loan out and start your business, blah blah blah. And then some guy,
Oh,
underneath,
yeah, that's what it was.
some guy underneath goes, don't take a loan out. That's the dumbest advice you could ever give. These celebrities need to be stopped. Celebrities.
You can't
need to
take
be
a loan
stopped.
out to start a business.
Terrible
These
advice.
celebrities must be stopped.
So, first of all,
No.
great
Hold on.
advice.
Hold on. He says, terrible advice. Never, like I think it was never, or never take a loan out to start a business. And I think should lead into this show with probably, well, what were you going to say?
I was going to say it was great advice. So the guy's wrong there. Second, I mean, celebrities, he might be right. We'll give him that one. But
We might actually be celebrities.
in our own
And
minds.
some of the biggest businesses on planet Earth were started
With a loan.
with a loan. Some of my most successful friends who are running gigantic businesses started on a loan. People who I know have sold their businesses for hundreds of millions of dollars started with a loan.
So it's great advice if you're a loser or if you're a quitter or if you have no drive.
Don't take a
Don't
loan.
take out a loan.
Matt, so if I remember correctly, didn't you say something like, just in general, rich people borrow money and don't use their actual money, right?
OPMs, other people's money. We'll hop into this. This is a great topic. Dude, just so all the listeners are clear on this, we came into this show with all but zero plan on how this is going to go, and we immediately jump in. I don't think we should ever even talk about what we're going to do.
We usually don't.
We should we never stick to this. Like, we always
Even
try to
when
make
we
a
do
point.
talk about it. Yeah.
What are we going to talk about? And then it never fucking goes as planned. But I think this is really great, a great place, a good jumping point, we'll say, for the show. Absolutely perfectly normal and acceptable and good practice to start a business on a loan if you want to start a big business. Like, that's just the way it goes. At some point, if you want to scale your business quickly, you're going to have to do it on borrowed dollars. You're going to have to borrow dollars.
What
somebody
was he
else's money.
thinking that you should do?
Babe, he's some internet
Do
troll
not start
who
a
doesn't
business.
fucking understand anything about
Save
anything.
money.
And clearly
For
has
years.
something against celebrities.
Listen, he thinks you want to know how little this fucking idiot knows? He referred to me as a celebrity. Okay.
Probably
So-
because he knows you have a clothing
Hey,
brand.
for
True
everybody
that.
out there, though, we're not going to forget where we came from.
Well, I'm
This,
forgetting.
this won't go to our head.
That's right. But I think you were onto something as you started to talk. Like, if you are a lazy piece of dog duty and you don't have any level of follow through and you easily fold and you collapse and you're a quitter, I think you said,
Because he does have one thing right. You're going to have to pay that back.
you're gonna have to pay it back. That's
so,
right. Yeah.
whether you're making money or not.
So to answer that, yeah, you're exactly right. And to answer your question, Ian, that's how the rich don't pay taxes, by using other people's money, because debt is tax free.
That's illegal?
That's very legal. Yeah, it's very illegal. No, of course it's legal. Debt is tax free. If I go and earn $100,000, I have to pay fucking taxes on it. If I go and borrow $100,000, I don't have to pay shit on it. It's tax free. If I go and earn $100,000, I get to keep $70,000. If I go and borrow $100,000, I get to keep $100,000. So you want to grow a business and you don't want to pay taxes on the money? Keep borrowing money. Now
Now you're paying interest, though.
well,
This
you
is-
pay interest, but a 4 or 5% interest rate is far less than a 35 to 40% tax rate,
Right.
or even a lower, even a 15, 18, 20, 25% tax rate. Like, the lowest tax rates or brackets are still triple, quadruple your interest rates if you can get them right. But yeah, that's how people grow and scale their business. So I had a business mentor, Mike is his name. He, years ago, he was teaching me this, and I was trying to explain to him, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not doing your plan. But what he kept telling me to do was take out debt. You're going to have to borrow money. You're going to have to borrow money because I started my business. I'm one of those people that started my business on a loan. First, I loaned my first business. I loaned my business money. So my business started on a loan from me, a $15,000 loan. And then I moved, that business split, me and my partner split. And I went into the new business and I didn't have enough money to get into the business, my ServPro business. So I had to borrow money if I wanted to do that. And what I made the decision was that as an independent, it was going to be much harder to scale. So I didn't have enough money for the franchise system, so I had to borrow money. And guess what? Dumbass who thinks I'm a celebrity. Number one, I'm fucking not. And number two, you're wrong. I started my business on a loan. It worked out okay. And guess what? Haven't stopped taking out loans since. But for a period of time, I paid off that loan. And I think, I don't remember exact, 12 months, 13, 14 months, whatever it was, about a year. It was about $100,000. Paid it off quick. Invested every single dollar I had back into the business and back into that loan. Paid it off quick, and I was doing everything I can to remain debt-free at that moment because I was trying to scale quicker and I didn't want to service the debt. So make a short out of this, Ian. The number one thing you have to understand if you're going to take out a loan is that you have to pay it back. You have to service that debt. You have to have a plan to service that debt. It's investing in yourself. Okay, I understand that.
That's a great way to put it.
But make a plan for that. Don't just keep adding debt with no plan on how to service the debt load. So I can't help but call this guy an idiot, and it's obvious. We're not going to focus too much on him specifically, but there are a lot of people out there that live that mindset. And what I would encourage you to do, I mean, you can listen to the podcast. We talk about it often. I talk about it to my people. I've recently started a coaching group. It's all internal now. Eventually, I'll open it up to others. But we talk about that, things like that with the people that I mentor and that I coach. Yeah, debt is good. If you get good, if you get the right debt and you understand how you're going to service it, and the return on that is going to be greater than the interest that you pay on it, it's a fantastic idea to start a business with debt.
And what the alternative too? Like, what would be the plan? Like, if you hadn't borrowed the money to purchase the ServPro, you're just going to get a job and work the rest of your life? Like,
dude, people
that's what
don't
I mean.
understand it.
It's like you had to do that to get to where you are right now.
Yeah, years ago I was going to write a book. Years ago I still have it in my notes. Basically, the outline of the book that I was going to write on what to do. Maybe I'll still write it someday. But what to do as a college kid in order to be successful in life. And it has nothing to do with college. Like, go to college, enjoy your time, especially if your parents are paying for it. Enjoy your vacation. Use that free time to have fun, meet people, network, party, and make a plan for what you're really going to do with life. What my thoughts were is that when you go and you get a car loan, instead of taking out a $15,000 loan and then paying off a car payment, which you can afford, don't take out a $15,000 loan, buy a $1,000 car, or take out a $15,000 loan. I don't want to give anybody any illegal advice, but figure out a way to get that $15,000 into your pocket. Drive a $3,000 car or no car, take the bus, ride with friends, do whatever you want. Use that $15,000 loan to start a business, and then that business will pay for the car. But there's so many people at young ages who think it's perfectly fine to take out a car loan, but absolutely would not take out a loan for a business. It's a mindset, man. All right, what's next? What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. This is kind of a dumb conversation, I guess. But
well, then let's talk about it.
It was
super dumb.
It was a douche awareness piece. Okay, so a guy at my church, we were having breakfast or whatever, and he goes, "Do you ever get like weirded out when people come up and like call you buddy? What's up, buddy? How's it going, dude? Hey, man." And I'm like, oh, fuck, I am that guy.
Champ, chief,
I am
bud.
that fucking guy. Where's the line, though? Like, big guy?
Big guy.
Hey, big guy?
I do big guys.
I do
do
like
big
buddy
guys.
a lot.
I
And
do
I'm
buddy a lot all the time.
I'm like, I can't.
You do, buddy. A lot.
This guy's like, it just makes me feel fucking like a child. Like, they're coming up. I'm like, man, I'm that fucking guy, though.
Yeah.
Douche awareness, though.
Did you tell him I'm sorry, bud? I'm sorry, bud. I don't know what to tell you.
Sorry, big guy. We're going to
Yeah.
keep doing it.
There are specific words that could easily be misinterpreted as demeaning. And those are...
The way you say them, for
Yeah,
sure.
I would avoid, if you're trying to be taken seriously or respect someone, I would avoid those words at all costs, of which I do not do well at. Like,
No.
no chance. Yep. Everyone's a bud,
Bro.
buddy.
What's up, bro? Yeah.
Am I a bro guy? I say bro.
Yes.
Shit, I'm a bro guy. You know who else? You know who says bro a lot? Andy Frisella.
Yeah.
On his, but they say they bro it up.
And it
dude.
could also be the beginning of a fight. Like if you're trying to fight somebody, like, what's up, buddy?
Bro. Yeah.
You got something to say?
But Chief.
Champ?
Yeah. What's up, champ? Yeah, champ was
Chump.
I just started thinking, I was like, man, I wonder if that's super douchey or this guy's just overly sensitive about people.
it's probably a combination of both.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of the whiskey?
It's all right. It's not my favorite, but
Honey, what do you think?
she hates it, you know.
What'd you think of our last episode, babe?
It's very spicy.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You
Did
did?
you?
Yeah, I really did.
It's good. I'm glad to
I
hear
think
that.
everybody does when you guys get together.
It was one that
It's brown.
I was very nervous about because I think it is so controversial because a lot of marriages do not do what we do. And
I think they probably do to an extent.
maybe.
Sure.
But I think the main thing I even kind of took from it was it takes fucking time. And it's going to take rough patches. It's what you do with those rough patches
Sure.
that's going to determine the long run. Like, you guys have been through some shit.
Yeah.
And now people look at you and you're like, fuck, I want that. But they don't want to fucking put in the work. Like, first sign of trouble, well, somebody bails, you know? So I was thinking about my relationship. And I even think, no dig on you guys, but I think
Dig
me
this.
and my wife are probably better than you guys were at the amount of time we've been together.
How long you been together?
Married, going on 6 years.
No, all together.
Oh, 7?
6 years.
Same.
Married
Same.
6. Together 6 and a quarter.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
We got married
6 and a
about
half.
a year and a half after we met. Yeah.
right.
So.
That's
I remember
good. I'm so glad you feel that way and that you are living that. I love
Let me
that.
see if I can the assess 6 years into meeting. We were still breaking up.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was still vacuuming her bed.
No, that was like
He was still having his ex-girlfriend come to Florida.
Whoa.
she
Haven't heard that one yet.
Dude, she messed up the states. She messed up the whole thing. She panicked. She freaked out right there. You
She's
just
like,
saw
I'm going to
it.
throw a dig.
She tried to throw a dig. It was awful. She messed up all the whole scenario. He was still Steph's girlfriend in Florida. Different state, different scenario. But yes, I was still fucking around with other people.
Yeah.
Not at 6 years. I think 5 years.
We cut that at 5.
Either way, it is confirmed. Your
You're on the right
assessment
track.
is 100% confirmed. You are far better.
We're going to be like a
positioned.
power couple in 20 years for sure.
I mean, yeah, continue on the path you're on. We had that episode with Jordan on where you talked about your roles. You guys are getting dialed in on shit, and
Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome.
it's important. I think.
But I think that's kind of the main thing I wanted to express is that it just takes time. Like, don't be upset with where you're at in your relationship if it's not, where you guys are at. You've spent 20 years trying to build it.
And you can also start over, like from scratch. I mean,
It's called
try to-
divorce.
Wait a second. What,
No, I mean,
what advice are we giving people
if
here?
you're at
You
the
can just get a divorce and just do it again.
if you're at the bottom, if you're both at rock bottom and you both decide to come together to build, you can still make it happen. That's what I mean.
That's what you meant. Okay.
Yeah, if you're like
That
both ready
sounded
to
better.
throw in the towel, both ready to, call it quits, you can still make it happen if you want
as long
to.
as you come together
So-
at the same time.
On that show, I didn't realize that until afterwards when I listened to it. Sometimes I don't listen all the way. I just comment and shit and do the live thing. But I try not to listen to myself talk too much. But one of the things we talked about on that show was that it's a really doable thing to start over, but the correlation between falling off of your health and your fitness and your gym going and your diet and your exercise and your wellness, the longer it is that you fall off, the harder it is to get back, but it's never not possible.
Correct.
Like it's never
You both just have to want it.
Yes.
you just have to
exactly.
dig deep.
It
It's
can't
just-
be one-sided.
yeah, the worse it is, the harder it is to dig out of it. But I mean, that'd be like my 600-pound life or whatever. Or what was that show?
Biggest Loser.
The Biggest Loser.
1,000-pound sisters.
Dude, no, what is that?
That is a thing.
Oh, that's awesome. No, The Biggest Loser. Like some of those people go and they lose hundreds of pounds But
then immediately when the show's over.
well, yeah, but the intensity that they have to put in is just far greater than like Lindy getting back into shape.
Right.
You know, and the worse you fall off in your marriage, the harder it is. Same thing in business. If you let your business go, like it's never too late. You only lose if you quit.
Correct.
You only lose if you quit. You said it at the
Nice.
beginning of the show.
Nice.
Oh.
Love that.
I do too.
Oh.
Fucking celebrity coming out with the quotes.
Man.
You only lose
Yeah,
if
don't
you
worry.
quit.
Ian's gonna make a short on that. Yeah, you only lose if you quit, man. But the further you fall off, the harder it is.
That's why I love the gym analogy for all of it. You know, it's just like everyone wants to
very
look
easy to
jacked,
understand.
everyone wants to look swole, but no one wants to put in the hard work daily.
That's right.
In a marriage or relationship, it's not even something that you put in work for a year. It's your whole life. If you want to stay married to
day.
that person,
Every day.
every day you put in that work.
What do you guys think of the whiskey?
I've had better.
Which one are you drinking? The rye?
All right.
We all had a different one, so we can't even like compare each other.
I've had them all.
Oh.
Sorry. I didn't mean to want big time you guys on that.
Jesus.
We're like, oh,
I've had them all.
Not to brag.
Try the 4 grain. The 4 grain is
What's
really
your favorite?
good. The rye is my favorite. Yeah. Yeah, the 4 grain's nice. So it's got
You like
it's
that one
got a
better?
wheat.
way better.
Zach, by the way, this is a current events episode brought to you by. Yeah, we are so sloppy at our events, but we're having a good time.
We're having a great time.
Listen, after our last couple episodes and with the current state of the world and the union and my day, the last few days, like I've had some shitty days, I kind of was excited to just come in here, break bread, and do kind of, sit around, drink whiskey.
Lighthearted.
Yeah, sit around,
And
drink
it's-
whiskey, and talk shit. Isn't that why we started this thing?
It
That is
is
how we
the first
started
day
this
of
thing.
spring also. So it was a gorgeous day.
No, it's Friday.
It's the third day of spring.
It's the third day of spring, but what do you want to talk about? You got a topic for us? Let's go.
How
told you
about
what my
the
top-
whole bank situation?
Oh.
Because that's a big one right now.
Hello.
All right.
Try not to make it like too dark.
So I'm going to preface this whole thing with we have had some internal conversations, the Protect Your Purpose team, the squad. We've got to make a move off of the time is now, I think, to make a move off of trying to convince people that this is happening. Okay. I feel like I'm banging my head against the wall. I feel like a lot of people are banging their head against the wall. And I feel like the people who haven't moved are just so fucking dead set on disbelieving what their own eyes are seeing that I don't know that there's going to be a whole lot more that are going to wake up without actually seeing it. And there's a lot of resources out there. We talked about Frisella's show all the time. He does a really good job. He's got hundreds of episodes of him talking about what's happening and what has already happened. At this point, if you don't understand what's happening, if you don't understand why they're censoring people, if you don't understand why they're doing what they're doing, I don't know that I can help you anymore. So what we are going to do, what we're doing now, we have decided that we're going to do our best, and me specifically, I'm going to do my best to pivot off of trying to convince people that shit is going on that is obviously going on. Okay. Segue into the banking. Disclaimer. I don't have all the fucking answers.
Right.
Okay. I can only do what I'm going to do, but here's what I will tell you. There's a common phrase, so to speak, out there in the world of people who understand what's happening. And the phrase is, get your household
In order.
in order. Okay. My wife knows what the phrase is. Get your household in order. That's what you need to do. Okay. We say protect your purpose. Okay. Your purpose is your household. Your purpose is your kids, your family, your friends, your community. Your purpose is whatever your purpose is.
My purpose.
By the way, we're
That
coming.
whiskey right now.
By the way, Mikey sent me a t-shirt design and another t-shirt design, and we're thinking about throwing out a t-shirt that says "Mine is bigger than yours." Purpose.
I like it.
Yeah, how great
I
is that?
like it.
Yeah, protect your purpose. Mine is bigger than yours. Yeah, what's your purpose? Mine is bigger than yours. Whatever. Anyway,
Mikey coming in with the great idea.
course.
yeah, he's our resident T-shirt
Idea guy.
He's the big idea guy. Yeah, he comes with everything. Follow the right people. Like, follow people who know how to make money and who understand money. Okay, if you're someone who says to me, I'm really good with money, and you don't have a lot of money, you're not really good with money.
Facts.
Right? You're not that good with money. If you're someone who says, claims that you understand everything and you're not rich, you're not that good at what you're doing. Okay, what you need to do is you need to follow people who are really good with money, and usually, not all the time, screen this, because there's some people who just make shit tons of money on the internet. Make shit tons of money on the internet by claiming that they're good at something like making money when they're not, and then they sell a course and they make shitloads of money, but they're not really good at anything. They're good at selling you a bullshit lie and taking your money for a course. Do not follow those people or their advice. Screen your people, very much so. Look at people who have built wealth, people who didn't come from wealth. They typically understand how the dollar works. They typically understand how to make money, how to use the banking systems to make money. And in order to do that really well, you have to understand the flow of money. Follow those people. The Grant Cardones of the world, the Sean Whalens of the world, the Andy Frisella, the Robert Kiyosaki's, the Donald Trumps of the world. I hate to say it. Everyone knows I'm not the biggest Trump fan, but the guy knows, he understands money really fucking well. Okay, and that's why he was able to amass so much of it, and that's why he was able to create so much influence, because he understands money. Okay, so follow these people's rules and guidelines, not people who are just making claims that you should listen to them. But no, I don't keep tons of cash. I'm a person that I have only enough cash that I need to cash flow my businesses. Okay. And even that sometimes runs thin because I press the envelope. Anytime I have additional money, I'm trying to move it into something, an asset.
An asset. I was just going to say that.
An asset. And I mean, I teach my kids this. Like, anytime I have extra cash, I'm moving it into something that I think is going to A, appreciate in value, or B, cash flow and create more income.
So do you live day to day on credit cards and just pay credit cards off?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All of our, well, not all, because there's a lot of things that you can't pay credit cards, or you can't pay with credit cards. People don't accept credit cards. But yeah, anything we can pay with a credit card, we're paying it. And at the end of the month, we pay it off. Yeah. It's just like a middle step that helps, number one, consolidate spending to one location, or to at least one location that takes on a big old chunk of it. And B, I mean, you get cash back, you get return, you save money by doing so. Someone else is footing the bill for that. Now, on the flip side of that, for all the haters that are going to come on the Instagrams and the TikToks,
stop these celebrities
and tell me that I'm a celebrity and how stupid I am.
Well,
listen,
Ian's going to short out just that.
He is.
So you look like a fucking psycho.
No, Ian, here's what Ian does. And for all these haters that get on
Ian's
there,
trying to stir
dude,
controversy.
he's fucking stirring the shit pot. Of course he's taking things out of context to...
That's what everyone does. It brings all the people.
Yeah, and then I comment on him. Go listen to the show and shut your mouth. Like, if you're interested in what I really said, don't take the 25-second clip that was cut out of a 2-hour show. Go watch the show and then form your opinion. But for all the haters, if you're going to take out a credit card, it's just like it's a loan. It's just like we started the show. You have to understand how you're going to service the loan. Don't take out credit card a loan and go buy Jordans with it unless you plan on selling those Jordans for a profit. If you plan on taking out a loan to buy Jordans and putting them on your feet, it's a bad idea. If you're planning on taking out a loan to buy Jordans at $104 and selling them for $280, it's a really good idea because the return on that money is far greater than the credit card interest, especially if you can flip it quickly and pay off that credit card on the statement date. Then you're building credit.
And then buy another pair of Jordans with the profit, pay off the card, and then it's a cycle, and the card started it all.
And after 10 pairs of Jordans, put the 11th pair on your feet. Make yourself feel good. But don't put that pair of Jordans on your feet till 11 or whatever you're not, make a target. And don't make it 3, you punk ass. Like my kids would. They're like, so if I tell 2 pairs, I can have a free pair and then I'm done. No, dummy. You got to keep going. But I don't remember where we were going with that, but do you?
The banks.
Oh yeah, the banks. I don't keep a lot of cash.
Not even in the bank, right? Just to clarify. Like I was joking around in your house.
I have no. I mean, I have like some like
a
you know.
checking account or something.
No, like I have some cash in my pocket, just mostly to spite the cashless society.
So you literally have no cash in the bank.
Okay, so let's say, for example, it takes $1 million to cash flow a business. You know what? Let's do $100,000 a month. Nice, easy, round numbers for everybody to
There
track.
it is.
Okay, takes $100,000 for me to cash flow my business for 1 month. I will hold $300,000 in my bank account. 3 to 6. So 3 to 6 months is the cash flow that I want of like protection for cash flow for the month. In case things happen and they go up and down. Once I get to 7 months worth of 700,000, 100 or more thousand is gone. It's
So,
going into
into
something else that's going to into another investment and
So-
not a paper investment.
So let's equivalate. Equivalate.
Oh, that ain't a fucking word.
Let's,
Equivalent ain't a word. Ian,
Let's
look
compare-
I think we
that
all
up.
understand though.
let's
that word.
compare that
No.
to just a household. Is that the same concept for your household business?
So
So if it takes $10,000 to pay all your bills, are you holding $30,000 in a bank account and then the rest reinvesting?
if you
Because a lot of
had-
people who listen don't have businesses. They're wondering what they need to do on their day-to-day family lives.
run your household like it's a business, number one.
Okay.
100%. Run your household like it's a business. Run your business, run your marriage like it's a business, run your children like it's a business, set daily goals, measurables for your spouse. I mean, like a business, it doesn't have to be perfect. You only have to do it 80-20. If you're doing it right 80% of the time, you're going to be better than probably 95% of the households
Back
out
to the
there.
diet and exercise.
Like, right. You don't have to be perfect, but run your marriage like it's a business. Run your children's life like it's a business. Run your household like it's a business, and run your personal finance like you would a business. You have daily, weekly, monthly expenditures. Carve yourself out a little bit for entertainment. Make that relative and adequately proportioned to your income.
Sorry.
What, dog?
Equivalate.
I
To
knew
equate,
that's what you were
to
doing.
equate, to consider, or make equal or equivalent to.
What did you say?
Equivalate.
You didn't say equivalent.
did.
That's
and
a
it's
word
a
I
word?
use. It's a word.
No.
According to the Wiktionary. I don't know if that's
That's ebonic
That
like
might be
a
ebonic.
motherfucker, bro. That is not a real word. Get out of here. Ian, we're going to need you to fact check that.
I'm taking it. Is there a word equivalate? Yeah, and then it's got the definition.
No.
That's yourdictionary.com too.
Boom.
Listen,
Jinx.
words are all fucked up right now. Communism, bro. We know this.
Matt, I got a good
They're
question
trying
for
to
you.
steal our words.
Hold on. Write down the quote. Remember it down. Remember that down.
Done.
I would do the exact same thing in my household. If you've got if you had $30,000 in your bank account, okay, that you call your savings or your safety money, and it's just sitting there just in case some shit happens, okay, that $30,000 is worth probably somewhere to the tune of 20% less to the market this year than it was last year. You're losing money.
I know, but you're saying something different than how you run your business then, because you said you keep 3 months worth of.
Just enough to cash flow. That's right.
So I'm saying if your house costs you $10,000 a month, would you keep 30 in the bank? You see what I'm saying?
So what I would do in that situation, and I run my household differently because I have businesses that cash flow
Right.
that if needed I could take a draw from
Right.
and I could pluck money. So I run mine differently from someone who doesn't have a business with millions of dollars of cash flow that they, if needed, they can use in emergency.
So what's an easy way to say it? Like I make $15,000 a month. My house costs $10,000 a month. House including bills and
Yep.
gas and food.
All the
Costs
things.
$10,000 a month.
Yeah, I would
Take
probably
the 5
Yep.
and then do something.
So that's the thing. When you're working on household income, there's kind of a threshold where you want to save a little bit, But you have to choose the number, and it's based on your comfort level, and push yourself.
Isn't you said 3 months for your business, but isn't that kind of the general rule anyway? Like you have 3 months worth of bills in your savings account? I
Sure.
think that is kind of a general rule.
I mean, I think that's smart. It's wise in business. I mean, I know people who won't go below a year's worth of safety net in their cash. I run riskier, man. I also run higher stress. And I also stress the shit out of my finance team. I stress the shit out of my people. I do it. But that's how I've been able to produce mega growth, is by pushing
Right.
and running at a higher risk threshold and handling the bullshit that comes along with it. It's hard. I talk about it all the time. It's hard. It's challenging. But you have to understand your risk threshold, and you have to push that envelope. But the point is, once you get to that number, so if you need $10,000 a month and you don't have a lot of investments, and you're hovering right around 30,000 and you seem to somehow be spending that, you probably need to put your back against the wall a little further and cut down to 1 month.
Stop buying shit.
Stop buying shit. Put your own back against the wall. Give yourself a little bit of fear, because fear engages that fight or flight, and it turns on fucking fight mode, man. So if you're sitting just at a cozy, like, oh, I got enough in case some shit happens. Same thing I tell my mom, dude. Mom, have a credit card with a $10,000 limit on it that has $0 used, and use that in case of emergency. Take that $10,000 and invest that shit in something, anything.
There you go. I like that answer.
Have a backup. I'm not saying have a backup. You have a rich friend, you got a rich mom, you got a rich dad that would bail you out in case of emergency. I'd operate with $0 fucking dollars in my bank account extra. And every single $10,000 I got extra, I'd be investing it in something, anything. But it's wise to make the decision on what your next investment's going to be and say, all right, the next time I have, say you're able to, every 3 months, you're able to drop $10,000, whatever your plan gets you. Every quarter, you can, if you put your own back against the wall, you could save $10,000 every quarter. Most dual income, middle class families could probably do.
Probably could.
If they were willing to make the sacrifices.
Right.
Make the sacrifice, give yourself that extra 10 grand, and after 2 quarters, you've got 20. After 3 quarters, you've got 30. And after 1 year, you've got 40 grand. You can buy a rental. You can buy a fixer-upper. You can invest that money into a fixer-upper, add value to that house, take out money out of that house, and get all of your money plus some back, and do the shit again. Like you see people on the internet, like, it's all the time. It's very common knowledge. This used to be like a secret. Now people know it, and they're not doing the shit. And the reason why they're not doing it is because I wholeheartedly believe this. It's because they don't want to make the sacrifices. We've talked about it before. You guys witnessed it. We went from a 4,000 square foot house to a fucking 1,200 square foot apartment with 2 little babies. Her and I. Mm-hmm. It was a shitty, it was a sacrifice. That sacrifice freed up, oh my God, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month from our expenses and all of our time. Every minute we spent on that house was given back. No more lawn mowing.
Right.
No more paying someone to mow the lawn. No more scooping snow. No more paying someone. No more painting the house. No more
slipping down the driveway.
Dude, I slip every driveway I can find. I slip down it in the winters.
With keeping in mind everything that's going on with the banks right now, and they're saying more banks are going to go down.
Of course they are.
What, in regards to investing, does that maybe change where you want to invest your money, or do you even keep what's going on with the banks in mind at all when you go to invest? Does it change your ideas of investing at all in regards to what's going on with the banking landscape?
I mean, are you referring to actual investments or like gold and shit?
No, actual, just what he was talking about. If you have $10,000 every quarter or whatever, because of what's going on in the banks, does that make you fearful of the stock market? Because that's, kind of going up and down right now too with the banks in jeopardy. So does it change your ideas in investing?
I would absolutely run from the stock market. I am absolutely running from the stock market. Running. And I won't stop for, honestly, probably ever. You know, if there's a stock that I got, you know, some kind of tip off on, you know, from somebody that I trusted that, you know, not to the insider trading aspect, but if someone was like, hey, man, there's a business that I heard is going to pop off. Here's what it is. Research it. And I believed in it. Like, I may throw some money at it. But as far as paper assets, I'm completely out. What you want is something that you can trade in for the new currency. Okay? Not paper. You want a physical stock, a physical commodity. I've talked about it on the show. Ammo. Buy ammo. It increases in value every year.
Land.
Tradable commodities, man.
Gold, silver. You said gold before.
Rental properties.
Rental properties.
Are you off on gold now?
Dude, I heard someone say the other day, who was it, Sean?
Yeah.
Sean Whalen said the other day, and it really hit me. And I've always kind of questioned gold because, I understand that where it gets its value. Okay, there's a limited amount of it, scarcity. There's a limited amount of it. But I think it's so old school to have like stacks of gold. Like, I just feel like at some point, seems like people are going to care more about Bitcoin than they are gold. So is gold a good investment? I'm sure there will, for our whole lifetime, be people who are in it. It will maintain some value. But I'm looking at it as what's better or worse. You know, I'm doing a comparison. And I've always said gold, it's physical. You can hold it. Mm-hmm. You can melt it down. You can chop it up. You can trade it. I also think that's a very old school mentality. I think Sean hit the nail right on the head the other day when he said, like, who knows what the value of that's going to be? And if you're looking at it, if I asked you, what do you think is going to be worth more, gold or Bitcoin? Just look at the last 10 years. The answer is Bitcoin. So I just don't know that that's probably, and I also think the Bitcoin and the crypto market is also going to tank. That's a paper asset.
It already kind of started, didn't it?
It's on an upswing right now. And I'm not sure why. We're actually having one of my buddies from Florida. He's Chris Sullivan's his name. He's a big time crypto guy and an investment guy. I forget all of his credentials, but he's a badass and he knows more about the crypto market, the banking system, and the Great Reset than anyone that I know. He's going to come on the show. So
nice.
Trying to get that scheduled right away so we can get people better answers than what my thoughts are. But ultimately, man, it goes back to Ian, the answer to your question. It goes back to protecting your purpose, getting your household in order. Anything is better than nothing. I'd steer clear of any paper assets and I'd get physical, tradable commodities, things that will have a high trade value that people need, and real estate property. Any chance you can get rental property. Like if you can get a duplex rather than buying a house and moving into it, like that's what you should do. You should rent an apartment and buy a duplex. People often say, well, I'm going to rent a duplex and I'm going to live in one side and I'm going to have the tenant pay for my rent. That's fantastic. Tenant will pay for your rent. You're going to build a little bit of wealth. Better yet, get a duplex, go rent an apartment, and rent out.
Have your tenant pay your rent there.
Have two tenants pay your rent and stop worrying about living in a fucking house. Come on, make the sacrifice. It's the number one thing. Make the sacrifice and invest. Tradable commodities, man. Tradable commodities for people with not a lot of money. Build that up. And most importantly, dude, start stacking your money. Stop wasting it. Stop buying Jordans. Stop buying clothes. Stop buying shit that you don't fucking need. And now is the time. Like literally, what does Tapper say? He's got the time is now. Like right now, stop wasting your money on bullshit and start saving enough money to make whatever the investment is you're trying to make. I've got a lot of my employees, a lot of my team members who are listening and they're hearing it and they're making moves for the first time. And I'm really happy to see that, that they're And we're back.
Hey.
So yeah, tradable commodities, ammo, gold, silver, like that's fine. Trade up, get those things out of there.
Better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. But all in all, save more money, work more, hunker down, and focus more right now on your families, your communities, your businesses, or your job than ever, and your wellness, your health and wellness than ever before. Getting your household in order. Make sure it doesn't matter if you feel crazy. Make sure you have enough food to last your family for several months. If our food supply gets disrupted or if our banking system gets disrupted, guess what you're going to need? Food. If something were to happen and you were to not be able to access your bank account, how are you going to feed your family?
Just think of too, like when COVID first happened, you couldn't get toilet paper, you couldn't get canned goods, you couldn't get anything that was non-perishable. You couldn't get. So that's a great point. Is like doomsday planners is have the stuff in case something does happen.
Drinkable water. Look what's happening to water all across the country. Drinkable water, reverse osmosis, filtration systems. Get your shit right. Even if it's stacking. Listen, I don't want to get too crazy. Have water, have food.
Build a fucking bunker.
Yeah. Listen, all I'm saying is get your shit together. You're going to regret it if you don't. Guns. Buy guns. Why? Because you don't lose it. You don't use it, you lose it.
It's a fucking right.
It's a fundamental right. It's an obligation. It's an obligation of the people of this country to use our rights to protect our freedoms. And it's not a bad thing to have for protection, okay? A bunch of punk asses can't defend themselves anyway. Get a gun.
I saw a picture of
Learn how to use it.
I think it was in a Russian school or something, but yeah, they're just getting taught how to clean guns, break them down. And it's part.
China.
I think it was China.
It was China. It's just part of curriculum, and that is something that everyone
Did you
should
just
know.
say curriculum?
No,
What the fuck was that?
curriculum.
This is
No, that wasn't a word. Curriculum.
Google that.
It's part of
Curriculum.
part of the
This
curriculum.
is a part of the curriculum. What are you drinking back there, Ian? It's only
Ice
8 a.m.
water. Ice water.
It's only 8 a.m. Why are you all drunk already?
Anyway, have you seen any of those Jon Stewart interviews? Anybody?
Yes. I've probably seen the one that maybe you're going to talk about.
I think those are 100% staged. Do you?
What are they? I haven't seen.
Are you talking about where because he starts cussing at the one guy where they're talking about
No, they talk about
school shootings.
the guy is arguing drag shows
Yep. That's
are
one.
dangerous for children, right? And kids shouldn't be allowed to go to them. And then Jon Stewart comes around and says, "Do you know what the number one killer of youth is in this country right now? It's guns." Okay. And that was the argument. Like, why are we worried about drag shows if kids are killing each? Like, he lobbied this.
Well, he was talking about infringing because the part that you're forgetting or leaving out is he said.
Infringing
He
on
said,
free
"So you're
speech."
okay? You're okay on infringing on free speech?" And the guy said, "Yes." So he's like, "Okay, so you're okay on infringing on our rights. So why are you not okay with doing something with gun laws when our kids are dying due to shooting?" So I mean, that was the.
I can answer that question. I can answer the question.
No, that's what I'm saying. The question was so easy to fight, and the guy fucking sat there like he's like, "Oh, you got me. I don't know what I'm like." It had to have been fucking staged, 100%. Like comparing apples to oranges. First of all, we're comparing drag shows to fucking gun laws. Like that's two completely different arguments. But yeah, and then there was a different one too where he fucking served some guy like fuck. I'm like, this has to be fake, dude. They like the argument. Anybody who's studied could like at least have a argument for it, you know. This guy's like, "Oh, you got me."
Dude, I
don't
wonder
know
if
what I'm
those
doing.
Project Veritas videos
I always
are fake.
wonder that
They just
always.
seem so fake, don't they?
all the time.
Like, hey, you come here. Oh, and then they're like, what? Here, you're here, huh? And then they run away.
Any
like,
of the time,
the
any of those
interviews.
interview ones.
Yes.
they all seem fake.
I don't think they're all fake, but I think they get 10 people who like fucking fight back, and then they show the one dumbass who doesn't know how to answer the question. You know what I mean?
Oh, you think?
Yeah, they weed through all the fucking
think they're all
stupid
fake.
answers.
Because
I think
it's
the
never-
celebrities need to be stopped.
These celebrities need to be stopped. Listen,
Sorry, hold on. Sorry, I cut Lindy off. She was about to say
No,
something.
I was just going to say the same thing. Celebrities need to be No, I was just saying it's
She's got zingers today.
the interviews are so staged that it and they never televise it. That's what I was.
But people like eat that shit up. They're like, "Oh, Jon Stewart for president. He really got that guy." I was like,
fuck up.
"Yeah, he got that guy."
That just shows how dumb people are, and they believe everything.
The answer to their question, to that question, should have been look no further than Happy Gilmore. When that big dude has a shirt on that says "Guns don't kill people, I kill people." I think the easiest answer to that is guns do not kill people. People kill people. You idiots. Okay. It's crazy, radicalized people.
Don't
I'm
do
not
it.
Gonna, I'm not going to do it.
Don't do
I'm
it.
not going to do it.
But I would be willing to bet you have a lot of guns in your house. I would be willing to bet.
I don't have any guns. They all fucking fell off my boat.
They're sold.
They're in the bottom of the ocean.
Okay, but your kids would know.
I've got
what
a couple
to do.
guns. My kids know how to use guns. Yeah.
Your kids would know how to use it.
Yep.
We take
That's
our
the
kids
argument. Like
shooting.
you should be trained. If you have children in your house and you have a gun, your kids should know how to use it, when to use it.
Yeah.
So
So
there's not accidental deaths. And I'm sure school shootings is probably a fucking argument there.
yeah. So for years, when our kids were younger, I refused to keep guns in the house. Okay. I would keep them out of the house because I was like, man, I got young kids. I'm not trying to fucking have guns around. An accident could happen. Gun safety shit. Got it. And then I learned. I went out. We had a big old job. It was a big old mold job out in western Nebraska. And I walked into this house, and here's this family. And they were like, "Yeah, we're not going to be here, but there's coyotes out there. If you're gonna be working at night, and there's a shotgun right there. It's loaded, so be careful with that one.
I was
There's a
just
couple
gonna
other
say
guns in
that,
that
dude.
cabinet over there. There's no lock on it, so if you need something, if you're gonna go walk, take a firearm with you." Kids in the house, and I was like, "Holy shit! I can control what's in my house, but if I let my kids go to someone else's house." I can't control how they control their guns. And it dawned on me at that moment. I need to teach my children what to do. So call me crazy if you want to. And I'm sure all the anti-gun lobbyists will get a hold of this one. But I used to leave, I would clear a weapon. And my kids were young, probably 5. I would leave an unloaded weapon on the countertop, like staged for them. And, they know. If you ever see a gun, you stop, you do not touch it, you go find an adult, in this case, me or mom, and you say, "Mom, Dad, there is a gun on the counter. You do not touch it." And wouldn't you know, the first couple times I did it, my kids are like, "Oh, gun! Dad, you
Spin
left,
it on there.
you left your gun on the counter." I'm like, "Bro, you broke the cardinal rule. You had one job, not to touch the gun." But dude, starting with the simplest thing on what to do if you see a gun, all the way to how to operate the gun, how to clean the gun, how to clear the gun, how to fire the gun.
So you looked at it from a lens of if my kids go over to that house versus the lens of those people taught their kids all about what to do, how to do it.
Yep.
Like kids in the country do grow up with guns around them all the time. We had
Yep.
kids come to fucking school with shotguns in their back because they're they hunt.
Oh,
or
dude, when I was growing up, us too.
yeah, like,
A gun rack.
and that's because they grow up around it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I took it from that, exactly. I took it from that perspective of I can't control when my kids go over to a friend's house unless I'm going to go over to that friend's house, clear their house, and then tell them, "You need to put that weapon away. You need to do that." Like, I live in Nebraska, man. People fucking hunt, and there's coyotes, and people live out in the country. Like, there's,
Carry guns for real safety.
right, they carry guns for safety. Like, there's a reason for it. So I came home, and Lindy was like, "Wait a second. You're going to leave guns laying around the house?" I'm like, "Just trust me on this one. We got to." And now my kids, yeah. Now they're older. They know how to fire.
They want to go hunt.
They want to go, yeah. Now they know how to shoot guns. So anyway, that's where we're at. What's next on the agenda? Anything? Everything?
I think that's about it, huh?
All right.
I think we're about there.
Ian giving us the old head nod.
Yep.
All right. Well, I enjoyed my time with you guys today.
Hopefully we cheered you up, buddy.
You did. Yeah, it always does. The whiskey doesn't hurt either.
My joke earlier didn't on the phone. I don't even think you heard it.
What was your joke?
I don't even remember now. Something about
Couldn't have been that fucking
it
funny.
wasn't great.
Definitely didn't cheer me up. Well,
Well, I hope your week is better. As long
Well,
as
it's
I don't-
Friday,
As long as I
so
don't.
the week is over. So it's Friday.
As long as I don't mention any vacations, our marriage will be great this week.
Dude, she drives me crazy. As soon as I
do you
start
get,
to get it.
Do you get, when you go on a deployment, you come back and you get like dwell time? Do you get
Yes.
some dwell time?
I
of
get
that?
I insist
You get
on the
12
dwell
months
time.
of dwell time?
Yeah, dwell time. That's great. Yeah. No, I gets no dwell time. It's nonstop. Anyway, thank you all for joining. We appreciate your support. As always, please share the show. We've had a lot of people, a lot of value over these last couple weeks.
If you're
with,
so inclined, you should give us a 5-star review on the podcast platforms.
That's a thing.
That's
That is something that we have not. That's
I
the
know.
first time we've asked that. That's
I didn't
I
even
thought
know
about
that
it
was a
earlier.
fucking
I
thing.
thought about it earlier. Oh, real quick. I got to give a buddy of mine, another buddy of mine started a podcast.
Oh.
And it's literally just him and his buddy sitting in lawn chairs drinking beer and bullshit. It's actually pretty funny. It's called Sittin' and Sippin', and all they do is drink beer and bullshit. But
Okay.
they're funny dudes.
Get out of here.
They're funny dudes.
Sitting and sipping, they stole our fucking idea. They just
They kind of did. They moved
all
it to
we
beer.
do.
They moved it to beer instead of
All right,
whiskey.
good.
But they're funny dudes, though.
Sitting and sipping.
Yeah,
Check them out.
check them out.
Awesome. And in the meantime, if you are a follower or supporter or a fan of this show and you don't give us a 5-star review, then I will question your support level.
We're very loyal people.
Now that I know that that's even a thing, subscribe. Ian, see what I did there?
Booyah.
Subscribe and
Well,
thank you all for your support. We love you very much. Thank you again. And as always, people, find your purpose, serve your purpose, and protect your purpose.
Bye.
what? The fuck was that?
I thought we were all because we were all. I thought we were all going to say things together.
Oh, we all say it together?
I thought that's what you did it for the last
We've
couple
never
things.
done that.
No, I'm talking about right now. You guys were like talking together. My bad.
You
What'd you do? I
totally
didn't even-
stole that.
Protect your purpose.
We're still rolling, by the way.
Corruption, collusion. What was the word he used?
Here, Matt, do another. We're still rolling.
What was the
Oh, curriculum.
curriculum?
Curriculum. Protect your purpose.
Let's just dump on the editor. Matt, say it again. Say it again.
I can't. I don't remember what it's saying.
I don't even know. That
Curriculum.
Serve your purpose.
All right.
Ian, you just want to do this one?
Listen. As always, people, thank you. Oh, shit, I can't do it. And as always, find your purpose, serve your purpose, and protect your purpose, people.